2nd down and 7. They tighten up formation as McKenzie calls his own number up the right side, stumbling 1st down. And Andy McKenzie is down. You never want to see this. The star quarterback of the Minnesota Gophers has to leave the field. Andy McKenzie broke his tailbone on that play, and his season is over. This team just suffered the biggest blow we could take, and we have to move on right away with a new quarterback. Andrew Johnson, the senior, has never completed a pass, has great speed, but not a very strong arm. This team can still be very good, but we have to make up for the loss of Andy McKenzie. And there we were at the start of the season. A year full of high expectations potentially derailed with the devastating loss of Andy McKenzie. His replacement, senior quarterback Andrew Johnson, a walk-on 4 seasons ago who had never even completed a pass until he had to fill McKenzie's shoes. With the change at quarterback, we retooled our offense, and the senior showed that he had something to prove. This season was far from over. After jumping out to a 4-2 record as a starting quarterback, the defense then began to find its identity. Both sides of the ball made plays in the 4th quarter when the team needed them. And plenty of players burst onto the scene this season, including running back Alonzo Holland, linebackers Marcus Woods and Jonathan Starks, wide receiver Martin Parker, and Andrew Johnson show that he could hold his own as starting quarterback of the Minnesota Gophers. This was a team led by a talented group of seniors. Out of 22 starting positions, 15 of those spots were filled in by seniors. 8 of those seniors started on defense, and they helped this team become as dominant as they were. Everything began to come together, and Minnesota finished the season with 5 straight victories, and that put them in the Big Ten Championship for a rematch against Michigan. Michigan won the first meeting by 35 points, and were on their way to a second victory until Minnesota once again showed their resiliency in the 4th quarter and stunned the Wolverines as they captured the Big Ten Championship. And now here we are, the national championship game. It's the Minnesota Gophers and the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. It wasn't an easy road to make it this far, but Minnesota is now 1 win away from being crowned champions of college football. It's the undefeated Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets that stand in their way. We'll see if the Gophers can pull off one more victory. This team may have not been the most dominant, but they found ways to win, and they overcame the loss of their best player to become one of the top teams in college football. And now, they have a chance to win it all. Minnesota has earned their shot at glory, and welcome to this year's BCS National Championship game. It's Maurice Pratt-Witt in the opening kick, and he takes it out of the end zone. Pratt to the 20, racing across the 30 and taken down following a gain of 34. And here's your Minnesota Gopher offense. It's the walk-on senior, Andrew Johnson, out of the shotgun to start things off. He gives to his senior tailback, and Kevin Martindale can't find much running room. This Georgia Tech defense, they are dominant. Number 1 against the pass and number 10 against the run. Now Georgia Tech blitzes, and Johnson's first pass attempt sails out of bounds. A quick throwaway. We'll look at this one more time. They brought the pressure and blanket coverage across the board. 3rd and 10 for Minnesota on their opening possession. From a shotgun, Georgia Tech blitzes, and Johnson's pass is off the mark and incomplete. Again applying pressure, more great coverage, and Georgia Tech shows why they're undefeated and the number 1 team coming into this game. And now for the ultimate test for our number 1 rush defense. The Georgia Tech rushing offense that averages 318 yards a game. First carry is an inside give to the fullback, and Nathan Thomas gains 9. Now Minnesota has not seen an offense like this all season. We'll see how they handle the option. Now quarterback David Moore to pass for the first time, and his throw is dropped by wide receiver Jared Bush. This team does not throw very often. Option on 3rd and 1. Moore pitches back to Harrison, who stiff arms Hudson, and still on his feet across the 50, a gain of 14. This Georgia Tech running game is all about power. They have a lot of size and strength. Inside give to Nathan Thomas on 1st down as he rumbles forward for a gain of 10. A good opening possession for Georgia Tech. Joseph in motion, and here's the pitch back to Jeremiah Joseph, and inside the 20, Joseph dragging Gophers to the 10, a gain of 26, and the Yellow Jackets so far winning the battle against our ground game. 2nd and goal to go. It's Carey getting away from one Gopher and running into the end zone, and Georgia Tech has the first points of this national championship game. We saw their option offense on display. It is very strong. It's 7-0 Yellow Jackets. Minnesota takes over after not getting a single yard in their first possession. They're now down by a touchdown. And a give to Alonzo Holland, who burst onto the scene this year, leading the team in rushing yards, gains 7. Where will this offense try to expose Georgia Tech's defense in the air or on the ground? Some triple option now as Johnson flips it back to Alonzo Holland, and that one should be enough to move the chains. Pistol formation, the diamond package, and Holland once again carrying a lot of work on this possession as he gains 6. Holland finding some running lanes, now 2nd down. And Johnson drops back, and he fires to Martin Parker, and that's a 1st down reception of 8. Not an easy completion for Minnesota. Diamond package again, now it's Maurice Pratt, who works outside but loses his footing and only gets about 5 on the run. 2nd down Minnesota, a 3-wide formation, and Johnson once again to pass. Rolling out of the pocket, he's got some room, and Johnson picks up the 1st down, a gain of 6 out of bounds in Georgia Tech territory. 2nd down and 9, and now the inside give to Kevin Martindale, who's put down following a pickup of about 7. The running game is starting to pick it up. Now Minnesota needs a play on 3rd down. Johnson back to pass, and intercepted by Ware. It's Andrew Johnson's first interception in over a month and a half. Interception number 5, and Georgia Tech shows up again to make the big play. A rare interception ends this scoring opportunity, as this was just a poor decision, forcing it into Adam Kirkpatrick, and the Georgia Tech offense takes the field. They were very solid on their opening offensive drive, as this time Moore can't find much room, and he'll lose a yard on the play. Don't expect Minnesota to keep 2 safeties up high. We're going to keep guys in the box and force them to beat us, as Joseph breaks the tackle, but Minnesota rallying to the ball carrier stops him after a gain of 5. 3rd down, and Moore will throw, and a quick throwaway will end this drive for Georgia Tech, a 3-and-out. Good bounce back drive for the defense, bump and run on the outside, nobody open, and Moore kind of panicked. Good job of the defense as Minnesota takes over down by 7, still 1st quarter. Johnson to Martindale, who's shoved backwards and picks up about 1 yard before he's taken down. At least it wasn't a loss. So far, Holland finding more running lanes. 2nd down. Johnson throws right and caught by Terrence Johnson, only a gain of 2. So 3rd and 7, what can Minnesota do here? They go 4 wide. Georgia Tech brings 4 rushers, and Johnson on the run up the middle, 1st down as he slides. That's going to be the game today for Minnesota. Don't let Johnson stand in the pocket for too long, because this team can rush the passer. Now a handoff on 1st down, it's Martindale in the open field, and it's a foot race inside the 10. Touchdown Minnesota! This game is tied! It wasn't the big year for Kevin Martindale we expected, but how about this? The senior playing his final game takes this one to the house and ties this game up as the 1st quarter comes to a close. 7-7 here in the 2nd as Moore hands off inside to Nathan Thomas. And here's the power on display as Corey Boyd brings him down following a pickup of 7. Under center is Moore, and again, they give inside to Thomas, and he'll rumble ahead for a gain of about 6. He's close to a 1st down. 3rd down and inches for Georgia Tech. Thomas once again, a lot of work for him in this 1st half as he picks up the 1st down. But it looks like Thomas is shaken up on the play, so he will leave the field. He's been the bell cow so far. His replacement, carrying on 2nd down as he picks up maybe 3. A 3rd down and 4 now for the Yellow Jackets as Moore play action. And he wants to run, and Moore is taken down by Corey Boyd. Only gaining 2, and that forces 4th down. Great job by the safety, not losing track of the quarterback. And Georgia Tech will attempt a field goal. A 57-yarder to retake the lead. The kick is away, and it never had a chance. No good, and Minnesota will take over. This one laughably short. And the Gophers with a tie game have the football. 5 minutes to play in the 1st half. Johnson, he scrambles away and throws this one out of bounds. Not taking chances against this defense again. 3rd down and 11. Four wide Gophers. The blitz is brought. Johnson trying to run, and down he goes. Georgia Tech again gets the pressure. They can trust their guys on the outside man coverage. Their offense now takes over. Second down, Nathan Thomas returns to the action as he runs up the middle and gains about 3. But so far, the linebackers are holding their own. Needing 4 now, Georgia Tech will pass. Moore, again, throwing it away out of bounds. He's 0 for 3 on the day, and he couldn't have done anything on this play. Minnesota with blanket coverage as well. This has become a game of running on both sides. 3:03 to play in the first half. Johnson to Martindale, and he spins away beautifully and then takes a hard hit after a gain of 7. First down and 10, Martin Parker is slot right. Minnesota trying to spread them out as much as they can, get them in the nickel so they can run the football, and Martindale gains 10 more. Martindale out and Holland in. It's 2nd and inches, and Holland carries inside. He bounces off 1, and Holland brought down in Yellow Jacket territory. That is a gain of 9. Under 2 minutes to play in the first half. Johnson on the slant, and it's caught by Doug Duckett, the senior, for a gain of 6. Minnesota picking and choosing when they want to throw, but largely focusing on the ground attack is Holland up the gut. He's denied after a gain of 1. Third down, Minnesota. What do you do when you need 3? They pass. Johnson quick and caught. First down by Adam Kirkpatrick, and the senior tight end takes this to the 20-yard line. 33 seconds, 2 timeouts left. And Johnson hands off. Martindale up the middle. That one's good for 5. Minnesota hasn't done this all season. Kevin Martindale lined up at receiver. Second down, and Johnson fires to Kevin Martindale, but he does not get the first down, so Minnesota will use their last timeout. 3rd and inches. Move the chains and stop the clock. Holland up the gut. He has the first down and stopped near the 6-yard line. A key situation here. 1st and goal, clock running. 11 seconds. Shotgun snap to Andrew Johnson, who throws, and touchdown! Doug Duckett with a 6-yard touchdown reception, and the Minnesota Gophers have taken the lead. He just barely broke the plane. That may have been Minnesota's only shot at the end zone, and they completed it. 14-7 at halftime. This has been an awesome first half of football, but there's still a lot of game left. Anything could happen. One half of the national championship game in the books, as both teams have looked pretty strong, neither team throwing very well, and both defenses making plays. Kevin Martindale and Doug Duckett had Minnesota's 2 touchdowns, and the Gophers have the lead going into the 3rd quarter. And they are up in all these categories except for turnovers. Andrew Johnson had the 1 interception. But the defense so far, they have not been overwhelmed by this Georgia Tech running game. Let's hope it can stay that way as Georgia Tech begins the 3rd quarter with the ball. And Nathan Thomas once again on the carry as he gets about 5 or 6. These offenses not always about the big play, but more about consistency. 3rd and 5. And Moore with a man open. His first completion is there. It's Evan Horn for a 19-yard reception. Once again, bump and run from Minnesota. They've ran that all day, but Patrick could not get the jam on Horn, and he beat him for a gain of 19. Second down from about the 50 as Thomas carries, and he's got about 4. A lot of 4 to 6 yard carries. 3rd down and 5, Georgia Tech. They bring Joseph in motion. Moore fires, and it's caught by Jared Bush. A gain of 12. A close throw that he hung on to nicely. 1st down and 10. And Moore inside to Thomas. What a hit by Jonathan Starks. The fact that he's undersized is completely irrelevant. He can lay the wood. Our linebackers are the key to this game. And again, Thomas carrying. He is shut down by Maurice Hudson after a gain of 4. 3rd down, Georgia Tech. They need 4 and they are on it. Carry up the middle, and he is stuffed. Only gets 1 yard, and now the field goal unit. He missed from 57. This one a little bit closer, and he's just over the crossbar. This kick is good. It's 14-10. Minnesota still leads. After the field goal, we'll see how Minnesota's offense begins their 3rd quarter. Here's a booming kick into the end zone, about 4 yards deep for Pratt. Out of the end zone, 10 to the 20, and Pratt across the 30, up the sideline! You won't catch him! You can try, but all you can do is chase Maurice Pratt into the end zone! Touchdown, Minnesota! 104 yards. Nothing but pure speed. 21-10, Minnesota answers with a bang. It's an 11-point game as more fakes. And again, his mechanics in the pocket are a little erratic as he's taken down for a loss. It's a sack for Matt Henderson, another senior on this defense. This would be a huge stop for Minnesota. 3rd and 7, Moore with the lob and a catch for Clark. What a throw and reception. One more look is necessary. A corner route in between defenders. That was picture perfect. Shy of midfield, Thomas gets them into Minnesota territory with this run for a gain of 12. What's impressed me so far about our defense is they're tackling pretty well. Thomas up the gut and he gets about 6 falling forward, but for the most part they're not letting many yards after contact happen. Carey on the run and he is put down after a gain of 5, but that will be enough to move the chains. Now out of the pistol with 2:08 to go in the 3rd. It's Moore. Again, a lob to the sideline where an over-the-shoulder grab is made by Ricky Harrison. This is their money throw right here. First it was the left sideline and now the right. A 1st down and goal for Georgia Tech. And Moore hands off to Nathan Thomas using his strength up the middle. He gains about 5 yards. On 2nd down and goal, Minnesota with a 4-man front, and it's a handoff to Thomas, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Georgia Tech. They answer Minnesota's kickoff touchdown, and this is once again a 1-score game. Maurice Pratt wins 104 to the house last time. He could go further on this one, about 5 or 6 deep. This time on the near sideline as Pratt is hit and brought down shy of the 20. Much better special teams defense as the Gophers offense takes their first snaps of the second half. Andrew Johnson hands off and Martindale going backwards. He loses 2. This offense, however, should be very fresh. It's 3rd down and 10. Can Johnson stretch the field? He's got Duckett on the outside, wide open. 1st down, Minnesota. That's a gain of 22 on the catch and run. Nearing the 4th quarter, and Johnson gives to Alonzo Holland. He'll run this outside 40 to the 45 and down after a pickup of 7. 1 quarter remains. The national championship has been competitive and everything you want. 21-17. Can Minnesota hang on? We know they show up to play in the 4th quarter. And Alonzo Holland carries to open up this final period and loses a yard. 3rd down and 3. 3 wide Minnesota, Martin Parker slot left. It's Andrew Johnson. He wants to scramble, but he can't escape. And Georgia Tech collapses the pocket, and it's a sack for Caleb Reed. That was a huge stop for Georgia Tech as they're down by 4 trying to recapture the lead. They run it with Nathan Thomas, who gets only 2 on this carry. Marcus Woods on the stop. 2nd down and 8. Again, Nathan Thomas, and this time it's Jonathan Starks. 3 yards on 2 carries. What will Georgia Tech do on 3rd down and 7? They come out 3 wide. Moore under center. He drops back on the run and taken down. Sean Wright grabs his ankles and does not let him escape. Minnesota forces a 3 and out. The Yellow Jackets will punt it away. Awaiting the kick is Alonzo Holland at about the 34-33 yard line. And he wants to cross the field. Look at all this green. He's across the 50. Alonzo up the sideline inside the 30. That's a 36-yard return. And Minnesota now trying to make this a 2-score game. They have a short field. Martindale on the carry, and he won't get outside. Only about 3 on the run. Now Minnesota can begin to take their time. Running again, Kevin Martindale, a quick move that was nice. And Martindale at the 15. That's a gain of 11 yards. Working their way closer to the end zone. It's Holland on the carry, right up the gut. Doesn't get much room, but he still gets 4 yards out of it. They're running the clock down. Now about 4 minutes to play. Holland on the counter. Running left, he bounces off 1, dragging defenders down inside the 2. 1st down and goal, Minnesota. 3:33 to play. On 1st and goal out of the eye. Kevin Martindale, touchdown Minnesota. They drive down and make this a 2-score game with just over 3.5 minutes to go. Can the Gophers hang on? They're this close. It's now crunch time. Can the Gophers hang on with just a few minutes to play? Georgia Tech down by 11 begins with a swing to the outside where Thomas breaks a tackle and runs out of bounds after a gain of 6. 3:17, a 3-wide set single high safety for Minnesota, and it's Horn once again getting past Patrick. 40-30 of Minnesota, a 38-yard catch and run. The undefeated Yellow Jackets trying to climb back in this game. 2nd down and 8, slant to Bush, and he drops it. Good coverage by Matt Smith. A 3rd down and 8 now for Georgia Tech. They could kick a field goal here, but Moore drops back, and he's got Clark for a 1st down inside the 20. Georgia Tech's looking for the touchdown, and they're now inside the red zone. Hurrying back up, 2:31 to go. Moore drops back. He's on the run. Wright wraps him up and brings him down, a gain of 5. And now the Gophers go to a 2-high safety look. Inside Nathan Thomas, and a great tackle by Jonathan Starks. No 1st down, so the clock keeps moving. 1:45 to play. Moore in the pocket, he lobs this one, and it's caught for the touchdown by Jeremiah Joseph. Georgia Tech's not done yet. A great throw again from David Moore. This is now a 1-score game. We'll see if Georgia Tech can make this a 3-point contest. The 2-point conversion. They go 3 wide. It's Moore firing, cut by Clark. It's good. 28-25. 1:41 to play. Georgia Tech with 3 timeouts, and now they'll try the onside kick. Minnesota's hands team is out. It's wide receivers in the front line, and this kick is recovered by Martin Parker, and he returns this inside the 35. And now Minnesota has their chance to close this game out. Diamond pistol, handoff, Holland, and brought down behind the line. It's a loss of 1. Georgia Tech has to get stops on these next 2 plays. Man in motion. And this time it's Mortondale on the carry, and he's got some running room inside the 30. It's a gain of 8, and now 3rd and 3. The national championship potentially on the line. Diamond package for Minnesota. It's Johnson handing off, and 1st down, Alonzo Holland. That's gonna do it. That's gonna end the game. Holland powers through. 1st down, Minnesota, and oh my goodness, the crystal ball is coming to Minneapolis. Johnson's final knee seals the game, and your Minnesota Gophers are national champions. What a game! The Gophers pull it off and get their first national championship since 1960. An incredible game to finish off a very incredible season. The walk-on quarterback Andrew Johnson stepped into this team in week 1 late and helped lead this team to glory. It wasn't an easy situation for Johnson to step into, but this was a team full of talent. A team too talented to let one injured player knock them off course. We've been building these last 6 years for the most satisfying of victories, as Minnesota is the top team in college football. We've reached the mountaintop, but that doesn't mean our journey is over. To solidify Minnesota as one of the top teams in college football, we must now defend our championship, but doing so won't be easy. 15 senior starters must be replaced. Of course, Andy McKenzie will return next season, so 14 other positions must be filled. Many new faces again next year, stepping into the shoes of champions. Enjoy the national championship, everybody. This is a tremendous achievement, but we're going to get back to work very soon in Season 7 of the Minnesota Gophers Dynasty. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed the national championship victory. Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe for Minnesota Dynasty, and comment below your thoughts on this game, this fantastic season, and your thoughts going forward with this team that's moving on from 19 total seniors, so a lot of roster turnover is on the way, and I can't wait to see where we are next season. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.